Israel, Hamas failed to make progress in Cairo on prisoner swap deal. An Israeli delegation has returned from Cairo without making progress on a deal with Hamas that would allow for the return of 2 Israeli civilians and the remains of 2 IDF soldiers being held in Gaza, according to Hebrew media reports on Wednesday. According to the Kan public broadcaster, the head of Israel's delegation has made it clear that Israel will not reach any agreement on Gaza without the return of those being held there. Kan said the Hamas demands in Cairo in the context of a prisoner swap were dramatic and unrealistic, but that the Israeli delegation was still hopeful that Egypt can exert enough pressure on Hamas to allow an agreement to be reached. The Israeli officials were surprised to learn that Hamas negotiators were in adjacent rooms in the same building for the indirect talks, mediated by Egypt, the Walla news site reported on Wednesday. The negotiations stalled after Hamas insisted Israel release Palestinian prisoners who have been convicted over the murders of Israelis, the report said, adding that the high-level security cabinet will convene in the coming weeks to decide whether to compromise on releasing such inmates. Hamas has so far insisted on separating prisoner negotiations from any discussions related to a potential long-term truce or the reconstruction of the Gaza Strip, while Israel had linked the prisoner swap to any further negotiations. 2 Israeli civilians and the bodies of 2 Israel Defense Forces soldiers are currently being held in Gaza. Avera Mengistu and Hisham al-Sayed entered the Strip of their own accord, and their families say they suffer from mental illness. U.S. President Joe Biden's administration opposes Israel's desire to condition post-war reconstruction projects in Gaza on the return of the bodies of the fallen IDF soldiers held by Hamas, 2 Western diplomats told the Times of Israel on Monday. However, Prime Minister Naftali Bennett is intent on combining the 2 issues, an Israeli official said.